All right, this is Freddie K. Meyers with RWF, Rocket Wrestling Federation, and UCW Ultimate Championship Wrestling, and you are watching Realistic Fishing. Everybody now!
Welcome back to Realistic Fishing. Well, there's finally a break in the rain. Did you see the rainbow on the way over here? I still have the red and black culprit worm tied on from last time. Hey, if it works, why change it, right? Yeah, let's see if I can get a post-storm bass on a culprit worm. Fishing over here at Skeletor Park. Every once in a while I get lucky over here and get a bass. I heard a splash behind me. I don't know if it was a bass or not. Let's quickly reel this in and get it over there and find out. After we clean this gunk off, yeah, I heard it right around here. I see some minnows darting around. The water is kind of murky from all the rain. Well, I'm not getting anything over here. Let's walk on down the bank a bit. Let's swim a few through the weeds. Kind of swim it on top and then let it fall right at the edge. So they see it go over their head, then dive down. Sometimes that can trigger a bite. Sometimes not.
Yo, this is a Psycho Medic, member of the Assassins of Souls, and you're watching Realistic Fishing. Keep it realistic.
Fish. All right. First fish of the day. Yeah. Got a nice little largemouth bass on the red culprit worm. Wasn't sure I had him at first. He was kind of swimming toward me. Here we go. Quarter pounder with cheese. Good looking fish. Not quite a half pound, but getting thick. You know, pretty thick for its size. That's a healthy looking bass right there. Red culprit worm strikes again. Let's get my worm straightened out. Looking good. Let's get back to it. Got that one a ways out there by the weeds. The water level's kind of high right now. You're only seeing the tops of the weeds. There's more underwater. Yeah, this looks good. My shoes are going to get wet now. All right, this might work. I'm fishing the bank and the weeds. There could be a bass at either location. Sometimes over here in the low-hanging limbs and stuff. Sometimes out there in the submerged vegetation. Yikes, my worm flew off as that came back at me out of the weeds at record speed. I guess my worm got hung up in there somehow. Thought I was snagged on something. I gave it a quick tug and it all came flying back at me. Let's get it back out there.
This is Jersey Joel from Jersey Joel Fishing. You're watching Realistic Fishing. Keep it realistic.
I'm using a moderately soft wire hook. So if I get really snagged, it'll just bend out and I don't lose a bunch of rigs. Especially with braid, you can straighten some hooks out and, you know, salvage some of your rig. If I thought I was going to catch a 5-pounder though, I would probably use a more stout hook. But since, you know, 1/2-pounders, 1/4-pounders, that's what I predict I'm going to catch. That's why I'm going with this rig. We'll see though. I could get something a little bit bigger. Could is the main word here. I don't know if that was a bite or not. Might have been snagged on something. Let's check out my rig. Ah, that was probably a bite. Dang it, tore the tail off my worm. I just happen to have one more in my pocket. We'll give it another try. That one tore the tail off my worm. If it was a fish. I have a feeling it might have been a fish. I'm still confident I can get another bite on the red culprit here. Let's try one right on the edge of the weed line here. How about right through the weeds? Can you see it, or is the bush in the way? Got him. Got him. Come on. Got to get him through the weeds. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, that's a decent fish. That's a decent fish. Let's get him over here. There we go. Yeah. Woo, baby. Now that's a bass. That is a beastly bass. Culprit worm strikes again. Yeah, here we go. Wow, look at this one's tail. It's all beat up, but it's way past spawning time. Looking a little ragged, but he is out here feeding. And this bass is somewhere between 2 and 3 pounds. Yeah, that is a beastly bass. He is kind of beat up, but I am proud to catch this one. Good size bass here. We're gonna take a picture real quick. Say cheese. All right. All right, got a pick. Great fish. Culprit worm. Let's let him go. Awesome.
This is Slash Gills from the Juggalo Fishing Posse, and you're watching Realistic Fishing. Keep it realistic.
That's 2 bass on the culprit worm. Yeah, I like this worm. Red and black in particular. Let's clean all the gunk off of here and get my rig sorted out. So far I'm about 30 minutes in and I've caught 2 fish already. That's pretty damn good. Let's go try down there by the dock and then we're out of here. Just a quick session. We're aiming for about 45 minutes. Then I gotta go home and eat dinner. Get out of there. I think my worm might be messed up from catching the branch out there. No, it looks okay. A few casts off the dock here, and that'll be it for this trip. The water is high. You can see it's up in the trees right there. Well, that's it for tonight. I did catch 2 largemouth bass. One was about a 1/4 pounder with cheese. The other was over 2 pounds and pretty beastly. I had a few nibbles here and there, I suspect from some bluegill. I'm just glad the culprit worm was getting some action. Thanks for watching Realistic Fishing. Keep it realistic.